Hello, I'm Brianna. Welcome to my life on paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. Today I'm celebrating with Lisa Cuneo. Her YouTube channel is My Scrapbook Table. She has hit 500 subscribers. We're celebrating her. Also, Iron Crafter Challenge. Our challenge today is to use acrylics, border punch, and a stencil, and then mixed media mayhem, where we are using circles, ink blending, and distress ink. And then I'm using this sketch. It is Lisa Sikorsky Scrap a Sketch. We are also doing Baby's Got Scraps, which is a hop in the month of January that we use our scraps. So I'm going to start off with ink blending. Now, ink blending is something that can't say that I've ever really done. And so I did watch a little YouTube to figure this out. And the one tip one of the tips I was given is to mark off your spots, because as you blend them together, you'll kind of lose track of how much ink you're putting on. And so to make, each color kind of equal-ish, you're supposed to mark it off. So I did that. The other tip it gave me was as you're starting, use colors in the same family. So thought I would use the green and red, and I didn't. I just picked out four different greens inks. Now, I do not do this perfectly. Um, it did say, get these colors down first and then work back and then kind of blend them together. But you can see that the second one I put down is kind of splotchy. Like, that's not really the way that ink blending should look. You're blending them all together, so you shouldn't get splotchy. But for a first for a first attempt, I think I did okay. And when it comes to things like this, I'm not always a take your time type person. I'm more of, let's get it on the paper and move to the next thing. So I think I'd have a little bit more patience in the future. However, the other thing is I end up trimming this down quite a bit because I don't want it so wide. I just started off with a piece that I had. So when I trim it down, I think it looks better when it's thin and you only get a little snapshot of it. You'll see what I mean after I trim it down. So I've got my four green colors here. And now that I have all of this looks terrible, right? But trust me, we'll get there. So now I'm going to try to blend them together. And so you use a little bit of the lighter, a little bit of the darker, which I don't think I did a great job of, because I kind of lost patience. And so then I take now I go to the next color and I'm blending them in. Oh, and look, I do take the lighter and the darker there. That color right there, though, I did not get a good blend on that one. And it could be that maybe I didn't have enough ink on that pad. I don't remember being able to tell if it's that juicy or not. But so now you can see how it really is blended into that last one, right? And then I decide I need a little bit more of the last one. I will trim a little bit off, but I just need a little bit more. So then I'm going to cover them up, and I will end up bringing them back in later. The piece that I have behind it is just obviously a scrap piece that I was using when I stamp and that, and I go over the edge, because you really want to be able to go off the edge when you're blending it. You don't want any kind of to stop it and get any, because it would just be harsh lines and stuff. So I trim it off a little bit, but I come back and I do put more of the lightest green on there. Now I'll bring out my page again. And they're kind of like holly berry border punch, because one of the things to do is a border punch. So I'm going to do that. I had a little bit of a hard time. I started with the other side, and so it's not, well, I think I started off by 12 by 12, but it's going to be a little bit short. Once I get the border punched, then I will go and take the ink blending part and trim it down. Um, so that you can see, like, I'm starting to build those layers like the sketch. I am not going to back my photos like the sketch. That's okay. Um, and actually, I'll have probably like one less layer than what the sketch shows. So here I am just trimming down, kind of looking to see how thick I want it based on how, I guess, how wide the punched border is. So I trim off a little bit, and then it looks a little crooked, so I think I trim a little bit more off. And then based on how long the punched border is, I will cut uh, the the strip just a little bit shorter than that. All right, so I've got that done. You can see my acrylic pieces are the trees there on towards the bottom, and I will glue the punched border onto the ink blending part. Unfortunately you're not going to get to see much of that ink blending part, but it's still I think it's still impactful. It will be on the layout. You'll still be able to see it, and it was definitely worth making that ink blended strip and putting the time into it. I have punched some circles out of, I had a pattern paper that just had these circles with different Christmas things on it. So I used my circle punch and punched some out. I'm not going to use all of those that I punch out. I actually set aside, you can see there's light blue ones. Those will go to the side. I'm roughly kind of laying out these circles um, just to see, like, I have enough, and then they'll all come off the paper, and then I'll start to do my stenciling. This is a Vicky Bouton stencil, and I thought actually that I would use, off to the left, I probably have 3 different stencils, and I like the way this turns out, and I don't use the other ones. The other thing you're going to see is I've got a stamp up in the left corner, and one of the prompts was like this or that, kind of like a stamp or a stencil, and I went with stencil instead of stamp, so I won't be using that. So I'm using the same for inks, and I'm kind of alternating it, and I like how, I haven't masked it off or anything, so when I'm inking the certain circles, it kind of goes off to the next one and gives a shadow effect. So I'm going to use that to my advantage, and then kind of just lightly do some of the circles, and then not do them quite as solid, I guess, as the other circles, just to give it a little bit of interest and, change it up a little bit. I am paying attention to see, you know, I don't do like a design per se, but I am trying to keep, lighter away, light away from dark, or alternating light and dark kind of things. And I just use this is the applicator that I have, and I'm only using ones, they're all green. And I didn't muddy up any ink pads, so that's okay. I just keep using the same applicator there. Um, I should tell you now that, with all these playlists, uh, that I think all these series, they all have playlists. So Baby Got Scraps has a playlist. Um, Iron Crafter has a playlist, and then also Lisa's Celebration Hop will have a playlist as well. And I'll have that all linked below. So now I think I'm going to make a couple more circles here with this stencil, and again, I'm just going to do some lighter ones, and there, oh, get a couple more in. But I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Um, I'm going to put some splatters on after I'm done with all the circles, but I think you'll definitely see me using this again. Okay, so I have a fanned brush that can make some nice splatters. I added some water to the brush, and then I just went right into the ink and I splattered that around. And here is my mixed media for well, for all of the challenges, but especially for mixed media mayhem. Then I think I start to, oh, I'm going to put that stamp to the side, but then I can start bringing things back in. So I'll get this um, kind of like shelf glued down, figure out where I want to put my pictures. I didn't tell you about my pictures. So each year, this is the 3rd year now that, well, my friend and I have a health ministry at church, and this is our 3rd year that we've been decorating doors. Um, this year, we've done some elaborate ones, some kind of cool ones. We kind of ran out of time, and this was rather simple. It was your favorite song, and we did the Nutcracker. Nothing religious to it, sorry. There is a Nutcracker towel that's hanging there, and there's also a Nutcracker, oh, a ballet slipper that is a stocking that's on there. So I documented that. I forget that Meredith, my daughter, helped me put it up. My girlfriend had been sick, so she wasn't able to help. But Meredith helped, and then we forgot to get a picture of us putting it up. So then later in front of the tree, we got a picture of us to document it. On my Cricut, I made the title "Deck the Halls," which I thought, I don't know if it was clever, but it fits here as we were decorating the door. And yep, I'll just get those glued down. I do like, and I know I've mentioned this before, but I like the Cricut titles that are already done for you, but I do like to use the ones that have script writing so that you're not gluing like a million individual letters down. And that's what I found. Here, those circles that I have punched out are going down the paper. I am using um, a foam adhesive tape to go under those so they're all popped up. And then once I get these arranged, so I've got circles and circles, and that was one of the prompts. But once I get all the circles down, then I will go and use the acrylic trees. That is also a prompt. I'm pretty excited to have all my Christmas layouts done from last year. So this was, oh, well, this was last year, but I mean, from 23. So this was, I think it was early December of 2024. So I'm getting a start on that. And I'm just using my liquid glue to get those little trees, those acrylic trees down. And I think I only use maybe four, three on the bottom and one on the top. But again, just a little bit, and it makes a big impact. And that is it for the layout today. So make sure you check those three playlists below. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments. I'll always get back to you. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and please come back and see me again soon.